Hello, hello. I'm a little off kilter this morning. I just figured out I made a mistake. Well, not a mistake, but I forgot the member chips I wanted to do this morning. So now I'm like looking at the notebook list and realizing that doesn't really seem right. That doesn't seem like the right list. So let's look at this. So, good morning, everyone. Ooh, we got some Pulp Fiction lighting going on here. You ready? Nice. What's in the briefcase? How are y'all this morning? Good morning. I just watered my plants on the roof. That's a statement. I believe in that statement. I like it. All right. All my things aren't logged in. Mistake. Yeah. I did the thing where I woke up too late today, so I feel just a little bit off kilter. Yeah, my roof got watered last night. A little bit of rain, finally. Oh, look. My laptop isn't touchscreen. Did y'all know that? You can't touch this. Oh, that was bad. Hey, good morning, everybody. All right. Let's chat while I figure out what I'm going to do this morning, because I didn't really plan on anything. Yeah, that's broken. Well, actually, what I planned on doing, I forgot to bring. My building has gardening boxes on the roof. I love that. I need gardening boxes on my roof. I have a one-story house. It'd be cool if we had like a way to get to the roof easily and jump up there. Bob Oswald, Twitch Prime, where are your alerts? Oh, they were turned off. I'll give you one. Whew. Yeah. Thank you, Bob. Appreciate you. Trampoline for the roof. That'd be a no. Be a no. We do have a trampoline. It's pretty decrepit at this point. Got myself a Twisby Go yesterday. Funny little thing. I need to ink up my Twisby Go. I'm quickly back into the too many fountain pens inked up thing. Rewizzles, thank you for the tweets and the links. I'm researching that. I'm gonna make an order probably this weekend. So talk to Caroline. We're talking about Uline here, the packaging, shipping stuff. So yeah, we're gonna kibosh that for knock and the Pen Addict stuff. I can do that pretty quickly. Okay, Les, 12 months. Thank you so much. Let's go. Oh, Stephanie, it wasn't gonna take long. Like, I knew it was. Like, I have. Oh, look at these, Jesse. Good morning. Good morning to you. Hope all is well. Yeah, I did a little digging, Evan, and whoo chow. Whoo chow. That is a whoo chow situation. That is like we're well into the wackadoodle realm. Which, when you deal with bigger companies like that, like Uline is essentially like the Amazon of packaging, right? They just exist. And, Amazon, obviously you understand the owner and how all that works. But like with Uline, I just thought like that's the place where I buy boxes from. And it turns out they're like aliens, like for real aliens. Like it's very extreme. Like, figure out the most extreme wackadoodle American stereotype that every other country has on us, and they're them. There's this old this hair is bothering me. There's a meme somewhere. This guy, it's like aliens. What is happening here? Whatever. Look at this. This is gonna drive me crazy. Where is it? All right, I think I got it. It's time for a haircut again, y'all. Someone give Andrew the aliens guy meme. I might have to look that up. Let's see. Let's see if I can find it. Someone will find it by me. Yeah, you know that guy. Ancient Alien guy. Ancient Aliens guy. Yeah, he's called Ancient Aliens guy. Yeah. Yeah. Aliens. So where is it? Let me put it up here. Yeah, this guy. So yeah, aliens. It's like I always think about like when my hair's blown out, and so yesterday that's why I put that post on. Look at that. See this guy. Aliens. Okay, Andrew just being coy on me. Yeah. My wife likes that show, unfortunately. So yeah, we can talk about anything today because I had a plan. I forgot the memberships. I was gonna wrap up my membership list. Just confused. We're all confused, Andrew. Are we ever not confused? So yeah, we can talk about anything as I try to figure out if I have the right document for the notebooks, which I can ship out today. So I'm actually going back through the source and opening up the. I'm gonna open it up through there. This form was created inside the Pen Addict. Yes, I know. Let me into there. So what do we need to talk about? I feel like we need to talk about stuff. I don't know what. For as good as Google Drive is, sometimes it's just mega confusing. I feel like I end up with stuff in here that doesn't belong. Oh, because I'm in the wrong account. That's a problem. Add another account. I still owe you a reply? All right. I'll do it right now while I'm thinking about it, or else I'll forget. Tony has done it again. If you didn't start your name with a W, it would be at the top. So I'm texting Tony, top secret information. My apologies to everyone else, but I owed him this answer. We got a hype train going. You bought a yard OLED. Link me your yard OLED. I want a yard OLED. I have the fountain pen. I want a yard OLED pencil. They're such a cool product, and they're trying to ramp them up in the U.S. and I've been talking to the distributor, but we haven't like come to agreement on anything. Not that there's anything to agree. Send me stuff and I'll review it. But I'm a huge yard OLED fan. Yard OLED. So, Beating Cow, thank you for coming. If you don't know anything about pens, that's completely fine. Like we talk about pens, but like you don't have to know anything about pens to come in and hang out and have fun. Yard OLED is arguably the British Nakaya. It's the apex of British pen making. Yeah, we'll follow up. We'll do your follow up questions after the show, Tony. Who had a discount? Love Loveless. I'm just catching up on the messages. The Galen Leather stuff, so good. Atlas Stationers. Yeah, so Yard OLED has a new U.S. distributor. It's the same people that have Karen Dash. What are they called? It's like Artist Collective or something like that. It's not someone I normally work with. God, what's their name? But anyway, they have the Karen Dash account. So now they've just added Yard OLED and are bringing it into the U.S. and are going to try to do more with it, but I haven't heard anything from them in a while. I owe them a call. It's the people I'm working with for the Karen Dash pen, for the 849, for the Pen Addict 849. It's the same group of people. So it's very cool. All right, let's pull up the Yard OLED and talk about that. I need to ink up my Yard OLED. That's a pen I will never sell, but I haven't been using it in a while. Sorry, authenticator code time. All right, then let's pull up this pen. Holy moly. That looks amazing. I haven't seen one with that design. That's really pretty. I just love them. You think like being a very large sterling silver pen that would be uncomfortable but to use, it's shockingly comfortable to write with. As someone who prefers the a smaller pen, mine is it's not overly, it's not as heavy as you think. I have, let's see if they have the one that I have. I don't know the name of it. I think it's a Viceroy Barleycorn, maybe something. Are those the correct words? Andrew might know which one I have because he's tried to buy it off me a few times. You will love this. You will love this pen. Let's see if I can find mine. If mine still exists. Like, I bought mine at auction. Like, mine might not be a curly. Grand, I think. It's the big one. Whoa, had an earthquake this morning. Hope everything's okay, even supposing. Hopefully it's not too bad. Yeah, I don't see mine. Grand Viceroy Barley. Let's see if I can find it. Ooh. Those Namiki Sterling pens are another one like I need to try to find out. Does this look like mine? Yeah, that's what mine looks like. So it's just like got that pattern on there with the clip and all that, except in the fountain pen model. So yeah, great pens. Like, they're not for everyone, right? Obviously, they're sterling silver. Comes with a polishing cloth. They're big, they're heavy, but they're shockingly usable. I thought the nib on mine was spectacular. Like, very firm, very fine. Small and short, just enough to wake you up and think it might make big. Oof. Yeah, that's crazy. That is what I have. Thank you. Thank you, Andrew. I knew if anyone would know, it would be you. Yeah, that's a try before you buy type of pens. The Namiki, the Namikis are smaller and have a plastic front section, so they fit better for like everyday writing. Like, you would enjoy the Namiki Sterling Silvers as a writing pen, like an all-day writing pen. You might get tired of the size of the Yarder lead. It's an impressively sized pen. Like, it's kind of wild. All right, I'm really confused. Oh, is Sir Jerkface in here? Is Sir Jerkface and Paper Cat Lady in here? I have questions. I'm just trying to determine the accuracy of my... I'm concerned about the accuracy of my notebook list, and I don't want to double send. Just ask him if he got a notebook from me. I think he did. He's not on the current list. You don't have to ping him. Hey, Gumbo Man Pat. You have one tardy now. So, 2 tardies, I ban you from the next stream, okay? So, don't let it happen again. So, 1 tardies, warning, 2 tardies, you're banned from the next stream. Oh, sidebar. You'll see I finally figured out how to mod some other people. So some of you might have swords next to your name now. That means if you see people come in here being racist jerks, you can just drop a band hammer on them. So Inkwell Monster, Alan Shootco, Rewizzles, a couple other people. I just threw the mods on when I was just thinking about it. After the stream yesterday, I finally figured out how to do it. Oh, Thunder Viking has a hammer. Yeah, so that's what I'm trying to sort out, Tony, my lists and not duplicate. So that would make sense about 2 years ago. Okay. All right. I need a favor from a Pen Addict member. I need you to go to the most recent refill, all the way at the bottom, and sign up for the notebook mailing list. And I'll delete it after I'm done. I need to see if your replies are going where I need them to go, basically. So I'm a little bit confused. Like, I could test it, but I'm in that. What's your favorite type of pen and why? That's a big question because it's very, very usage dependent. You know, I use a lot of fountain pens for everyday writing and notes. I love a good sharp tip gel pen, like a 0.38 millimeter gel pen. Alan, you filled it out? Yeah, this is the problem. Yeah, they're not showing up. I gotta find out where they're going. Aaron Conway, appreciate the follow. So this is what I was worried about. So I have the back end of the form and the replies. They are not arriving in the spreadsheet. They're showing up that you answered it in the form, but when you open the form back end, the responses, they're not there. That's what I'm seeing. That's a problem. Okay, so y'all can stop now. All right, I'm going to have to redo this. That's unfortunate. What made me think about this was Paper Cat Lady, like a few weeks ago, said something like, I'm waiting for my notebook. And I was like, I haven't started on that list. Then I went and looked in the list and I didn't see her name on it. And so now I'm confused. All right. We're going to have to scrap this. That's fine, Andrew. There's a bunch of other things. Charm, thanks for the follow. So now my plans are really hosed today. So y'all are just gonna have to deal with me rambling and talking. So let's talk. What do we got? I'm not happy about this. So that's 2 updates I gotta make on this weekend's refill. Adding the Calendly sign-up sheet back, and Inkwell Monster. This is a great question. So I'm going to answer that question momentarily because you will not believe the answer because I don't believe it. Which company needs a distributor to get in America? That's a good question. All right, I guess I should put this up because this is just going to frustrate me. That makes me mad. All right, we're going to start with Inkwell Monster first because this could lead into a discussion. Inkwell Monster asks, what are you reading right now? I have a couple books in progress, but the one I'm trying to get through right now is Atomic Habits by James Clear. Good morning, Evan. So I'm trying to collect my thoughts. These are not books I normally read, right? But a lot of my friends, yeah, Tony, I know, trust me. A lot of my friends are in this productivity realm. And I try to understand what benefit they're getting from content like this. And I ripped through over half of the book in one afternoon. And so far, it's no different than any other productivity book ever written. And that my advice is to choose the thing you want to do and do it. And then write a 300-page book about that advice. So I have always been wary of this type of content. But so many of my friends believe in these systems that they're life-changing, but it's essentially a one-page book that you could call Just Fucking Do It. Like, that's the name of my book. Like, if I want to lose weight, guess what? I need to decide to lose weight. End of book. Right? So I bought it because it was half off and because so many other people believe in it. But for me to hold up this book and say this book changed my life, I think is a farce. So yeah, it's a pep talk. It's a mind opener, but it's the SSDD thing, right? How many times can you tell me to just do it? So that's my eternal struggle with productivity books. And the life-changing aspects that they are trying to sell you. This is what started my sleep tweets the other night. That's when my tweet, productivity professional, was a direct response to just reading another chapter of Atomic Habits. I'm going to finish the book, but I'm over halfway through the book, and it's literally, there's no content in there other than saying focus on the thing you want to do and do it. Yeah, so Foolish Fox, I think that's a different conversation, right? So just do it doesn't work for me either. And you have to have mindful habits to create. But I guess the point I'm trying to say is, do I need a 300-page book for those mindful habits to determine what works best for me? And like, I'm more in line with you, Foolish Fox. I need triggers and habits and focus. Like, I need all these things to get through my day. But what I'm finding is anyone who sells that type of material, it doesn't move my personal needle. So I have to figure out what that is for me. And there's no book that's going to tell me that. Right? So like, one of the top habits of successful people is not buying a book on the habits of successful people. That's like, yeah. So I struggle with the idea of this whole thing. Hang on, I'm going to put my laptop up. It's in my way. So that's why it's hard to discuss, because I'm not saying that habits are bad or this book is bad. But what I'm saying is, this isn't telling me anything. This isn't like the life-changing type of situation. because it's like, even as James Clear writes in the book, these are all the ideas he's just rehashing from, the 1930s and 1940s, from people who are saying, like, if you have a habit and you want to change it, here's how, and here's some steps. Like, great, that's a blog post. Right? It's a blog post. So, they, even supposing that's exactly what I'm just saying. I remember reading a review of a productivity book. Like most productivity books, this book could have been written on a postcard. Yeah. I think the books are good if you use it as a jumping off point to make you rethink what you're doing. I totally agree. Like, there's value in the book, but to say something like Atomic Habits is, like, gonna change everything, and like it's now a lifestyle. Maybe there's something to it, but like, this is the way. So, like, this was a challenge book for me, right? Because this is a book I would never ever read in a million years. Like, this is not my thing whatsoever. Hobby 100, glad you made it. I want to bring up your email question to the chat here in a second. Same thing about books on journaling, right? It's like, I keep thinking, like, maybe what am I missing that they have this idea that they're able to explain that has attracted this huge following, and I'm actually missing something, but it turns out you never are. Video Garver, that is a book I need to read. Yeah, Tony. So this was a challenge book for me. It went on sale for 50% off, so I was like, okay, I'll buy it. Even suppose, yeah. So, like, I don't want to knock self-help, because God knows I need it more than anybody, right? But I'm not going to find that in a book, or I've never found that in a book. That doesn't mean all these things are bad and you can't get tidbits of truth out of them. But as Even Supposing said, like, you can find that on a postcard. That's a good way to put it, Andrew. It's like, I don't need anything new. I need a refinement. And I'm not even looking for an answer out of this book. Like, I didn't go into this book saying, here's my problem. What are Atomic Habits going to solve for me? I went into it just open-minded. Let's see what's in the book, and maybe I take something from it. A Foolish Fox, agree completely. I have to finish reading the bullet journal book. That's on the list too. But I don't bullet journal, right? But I buy it, one, to support writer, and two, maybe I can get something out of this that I can implement into how I work in my day-to-day life. Like in Atomic Habits, there's not that thing. And like, that's cool if you find like the habits that make you do things better. But yeah, it's Even Supposing, I think that's probably why I put it down and haven't gone back to it. Like the first couple chapters, I was like, I don't know that I'm gonna get anything from here. But Anza therapy helps habits. I kind of agree with that. I'm very pro therapy. Yeah, so we'll see if I finish the bullet journal book. That's one of those books I just asked for Christmas, like a stocking stuffer. Video Garver, thanks for the follow. Thinking I would like support that, and I want to support Ryder. Like, I love what Ryder's done, and I love Ryder as a person. So anyway, I bet you didn't know that was the answer to your question, Inkwell Monster, when you asked it. That calls from Atlanta, Northeast Georgia. Frozen? No, we look good over here. All systems go. So I'm going to go, as soon as I finish Atomic Habits, I started White Fragility, and I'm like 3 chapters into there. So I'm going to go back and finish that. And then after that, I'm going to read, I bought RZA's Wu-Tang book. I'm going to read that next, like the Tao of Wu or something like that. I forget the exact name of it. So yeah, I like I'm already I'm already I don't know what I'm going to get out of the White Fragility book. We'll see. I got a ton out of How to Be an Anti-Racist. Like, I almost want to read that one again as opposed to going down White Fragility. But I think it's just such a quick read. I'll probably just pound through it maybe this weekend or something. I think I want to get Stamped. Was it Stamped? One of Dr. Kendi's other books next because I liked How to Be an Anti-Racist. White Fragility is not clicking with me yet. That's why I stopped. I think White Fragility would be worth it, but I haven't stopped thinking about How to Be an Anti-Racist yet. Like, that's worth another book. It's a very that book requires a lot of work. Like, you got to think about that a lot. So we'll see. So yeah, then I'm gonna read RZA's book. Then I have a baseball book I have to read. I'm a fan of Keith Law. So his Inside Game book is like about psychology and how it works in baseball. So that's on the list. I think that's it right now. But those are all books I'm gonna knock those out like pretty soon. Hey, good morning, Tesla. Glad you made it. Is How to Be an Anti-Racist practical? It is. It's educational and it's practical. I will say it's a tough read. It is very much more classroom style writing. Like, there's paragraphs that I had to read 2 and 3 times because of how Dr. Kendi is trying to instill these thoughts, and by the end it like clicks. It was a challenging read, not because of the content but because of how it's presented in his writing style. It's very detailed and very specific. Inkwell Monster, I might have to look that up. So that's where I'm at on books. But I'll probably finish Atomic Habits today or tomorrow, just so I can say I'm done and say I should stop buying these types of books. Like, I knew it wasn't for me, but so many people I love swear by it. But they're also in different situations, I guess. So, there's something out there for everybody. All right, let's get back to some of these other questions. I have a question. Skip to the conclusion for which? What? Foolish Fox, you keep getting frozen. I'm seeing no issues over here. So today, if you're seeing issues, they're probably on your side. I'm running, I have 0 drop frames. Oh, for the Atomic Habits? Yeah, maybe. I'm already in the 3rd section out of 4, so I'll probably just finish it. So Beth, can you link that picture? I don't have a way to link the picture in the email that you sent me. So here's a question. So we're going to go into pens now. So Beth sent me a picture of a refill it's a clear Parker style refill, and this is like your basic Chinese kind of knockoff style pen, but the refill is good. And the standard, what you would think of an off-the-shelf Parker style refill, like in this case it was a Monteverde refill, the front part of the refill is wider than the one in her pen, and I'm thinking the one in her pen, the Parker style refill, is just like, you're just not going to be able to replicate that by any standards. There's no skinnier barrel Parker refill that I can think of, right? That's not like a thing you can shop for, because it's not fitting out through the nose cone of the pen. It's too wide. A standard one is too wide, so the one she has is skinny in the front. Have y'all ever seen that? Like, that's why my answer was like, I don't think this is a real thing you can replicate. There's no defined product that this is for you to purchase. You can maybe try a couple of other pens, but like I basically the short answer is I think you're stuck. I don't think you're gonna be able to find anything without testing. No, I don't have that on there. It's okay. Like you can't really tell the difference in the picture anyway. But I know exactly what you're saying. I'm just wondering if anyone has ever used a Parker style refill that is definitively narrower on the front end, and I just can't think of one. Even supposing listen to the Focus podcast to give my pep talks instead. Yeah. I love those guys. But like I think Mike, so like David, I don't think uses like wouldn't be like in Atomic Habits, but Mike seems like probably an Atomic Habits guy. Pulls out calipers, yeah. All right. So Andrew had a good question. I'm just scrolling back through the questions to find Andrew's, and I see one of Even Supposing's comments. Brad, you're already disciplined and productive. These books are for people who don't have their stuff together at all. That's pretty funny. It's like circling back. I don't want to get back into it. It's like I almost read that book not to figure out, okay, why do people believe in this system? It's like maybe there's one single thing I can get out of this entire book that would make a difference in how I operate, and there just hasn't been in this one. Andrew had a good question. What was your question, Andrew? It was basically like, who needs a U.S. distributor? Is that what we're at? Distribution, yeah. Who needs a better one? Who needs one at all? I gotta think about that question. Pelican. I don't think it's Pelican distribution is the problem. I don't think Pelican distribution is the problem. It's Pelican corporate. Pelican corporate makes the regional pricing decisions, not the distributor. So I'd argue that that's a step above the distributor level. I mean, could they be a better distributor? Sure, but they're not the cause of the pricing issues. I don't believe. That's true. That's true, Alan. I have not gone through that process. So one of mine would have been Y Studio, which was smart for Kenro to pick up for the US. Oh, that's a good question, even supposing. I like the use of the highlighted message. That makes it easier for me to find. So you all have little ink drops in here that you can use. Oh, podcast planner. Let's hold that question. I want to answer that question. Do you have any suggestions? I would love it. So Midori and Travelers have a distributor. They're pretty restrictive, and you kind of have to buy a lot to be part of their network. Like, I don't know that a lot of small companies, I may be thinking this wrong, and it may be a couple years since I've dealt with or seen like their distributor setup. I feel like they could do a little bit better job in the US market, particularly like Midori and Travelers. Like, it seems like a few years ago, well, I guess it's a little different now with travel. A few years ago, we had all kinds of travelers events all over the country, and they were little, they were at kind of like high-end frou-frou places, like fancy hotels and stuff like that. I think that's such a good product. Like, they could run up against Moleskine pretty good. Any guests for this year on the podcast? I don't have any planned right now. We don't do a lot of guests on the Pen Addict, just because it's a technical challenge. So we're not necessarily a guest-driven show, as much as I like to have guests on. So we'll have to think about it. I don't have any plans. If you have any suggestions, let me know. Someone was tweeting me. I need to get Amanda from Calligraphers of Color on there, and that would be awesome. I think that's a great idea. She is really good. All right, even supposing, what the heck am I going to do to enable non-fountain pen people once retro goes away? I love that I can get them in their favorite color, get it engraved, and I could do it for $20. So if they didn't love it, don't worry. I don't have an idea for other options. It's a tough one. I think the 849, the Caran Dash, is going to be a good option for that. Because it comes in fun colors. You can get it engraved, and it's about $20. It's not as substantial as the retro, nor does it have the rollerball refill. It uses the ballpoint refill, which is a very good refill, but it's still a ballpoint. That's my initial reaction. That's why I'm trying my first kind of run of 849s, because I think it's a decent replacement, and they do really good patterns and things like that for like the next level. Like, not the very first pen that you buy, they make some really unique patterns and designs and things like that. So I see kind of 849, but I almost want a bigger rollerball pen in there too. Like, I love the 849, like I completely love it, but it feels different than the retro, right? And it may not be as impressive living in a post-retro world. All right, so podcast planner. Can I get nib work done on my Pilot Mu 701? If so, any recommendations for what I should get done? I was lucky to find one and accept how it writes, but believe some work on the pen can make the experience better. You can get work done on that. But in work done in this situation, I think is tuning, smoothing, and alignment. It's basically like a checkup on this. I don't know that I really want to modify an integrated nib like you find on the Mu, but I want to get it to write better. Who can do that? I'd probably look like anyone like Mark Bacchus would be great. Mark Bacchus, Dan Smith would be great. Any of those. Gina at Custom Nib Studio. I believe you're on the West Coast, so maybe Gina and Mike Masuyama, like in California, that would be good. Like Mark Bacchus, you'd send it across country, which is fine, but I would totally take that opportunity to say, hey, this isn't quite writing as well as I would like it. Can you tune it up to where it's smoother and more consistent and flows well, as opposed to like a modification of the nib, which I think what you mean is the first part, right? I want to make this pen write better. And with the older Muse, it's definitely worth getting someone to look at those, just because of how old they are, and make sure like they can look at like the feed situation, make sure the feed is going to allow for a good flow and things like that. So yeah, I would totally look at doing that. Maybe start with Gina out in California. That might be a good idea. Newell Rubbermaid brands could use a new distributor. Their current one just says big box stores and pen places need to buy from Far East. Yeah, but I mean, there's a reason why those companies are owned by that brand, because who wants them, right? Let's pretend that I'm a distributor and like I'm totally dialed in to the pen community. Like, I know like all the hype stuff that they want. Do I want to pick up Cross as one of my brands? I mean, no. I'd rather have Kaweco. Does that make sense? It's Gena. Yeah, Custom Nib Studio. Yeah, Rotring I would take, right? But that's the thing, is like those brands could use a new distributor, but who wants those brands? The brand has to decide to be a better product before being more widely distributed, right? So they need better leadership more than they need better distribution. in my opinion. Does that make sense? Hey, Mike. Even supposing, back to your comment, I feel like the 849 won't open their eyes the way the retro does. Completely agree. That's my challenge. That's where I don't have an answer. Like, I don't know that Acme quite gets it from like a design and feel perspective. They just get it more from a licensing perspective. Like, they make some cool licensed products, but I don't think the experience is like quite the joy that the retros gave everyone, especially new. Alexandra writes, thanks for the follow. Appreciate you. The mindshare of Cross is really funny in the US. They have some nice pins, but everyone just writes them off as a graduation gift brand. I write them off as the gift brand and the Star Wars brand. They crush the Star Wars pins. They just do. They're really, really good. Curious to see what kind of hype starts up with John Lane and Coles of London repping ST DuPont now. I hear a lot about them, but not so much in our circles. Yeah, I've never used an ST DuPont. They look nice. They make some nice, unique, high-end stuff. It's never been like right up my alley. Does John still work for Pilot, or does he not? I'd need to check out the Peerless 125s. What is that? What's the Peerless 125? Tessa, that's a great question. Do we for sure know that retro is just getting away and not being sold? We do not. Oh, so John works for Kohl's now? Okay. Cool. So he works with Michael and Susan. And I forget the main guy. Michael and Susan is who I always talk to at pin shows. Okay, I didn't realize he left Pilot. John's a good guy. Interesting dude. Still surprised you haven't bought Retro 1. Retro 51 doesn't want to sell to me. It is strange that John is no longer with Pilot, because he was... How long was he there for? As long as I've been doing this. Oh, the Peerless was the cross. Yeah, 30 years or so? I was thinking at least 20, huh? That's weird. What is Pilot gonna... Does Pilot get a new rep? I did always find it odd that... I guess for a rep it doesn't matter, but like John lived in Washington State, which is about as far from Pilot to USA and Jacksonville, Florida as humanly possible. That was always confusing to me. But I guess it doesn't matter if you're just on the road all the time. So what does Kohl's have now? Maybe he did that on purpose, yeah. There's already a new person? Gotcha. I wonder if it's someone we know. I wonder if... I kind of think it probably will just be someone we don't know. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I would want... John had, not to speak out of school, but it's hard. I can picture it being hard working for the U.S. distributor of a beloved Japanese manufacturer and having to fight for product categories to bring into this region. I can imagine, like, that being very challenging. So Kohl's has Visconti, DuPont. Who else does Kohl's have? I can't think. I'm sure it's on their website. But yeah, interesting. I'd seen John's name popping up a bunch recently, but I didn't realize that's what it was. Cool. I like working with Kohl's. We've never been really able to get on a review cycle with them because they've never, like with Visconti, they very rarely get like a sneak preview ahead of, okay, we need to sell this pen, right? I don't have time to get a pen, turn a review around in a week because they've just received them and now they're on sale, right? There's no lead in time. There's one pen that in the US that might be the sample. And it's like, well, they can't send it to me and me hold it for a month, right? So we'll see. We've tried. I've talked to Kohl's a bunch about doing Visconti stuff, but the timing is just super weird for doing that. but cool. Good for them. I'll be interested to see. I should shoot him an email. So ST DuPont, Yard of Lead are two brands we don't talk about that much just because they're like, they usually start at like a way up high price point. Like, I'm fine getting into those price points, but it's usually I've started somewhere else with them and get an understanding for those brands beforehand. Oh, you've missed all of it, Sir Jerkface. You've missed all of it. So it's like I like to get a feel for them. Oh, here's something for y'all. All right. I got an email this morning. Let's play the guessing game. I got an email wanting to collaborate this morning from a pen brand that I would have never thought reach out to the Pen Addict to collaborate with. Which pen brand is that? Should be an easy answer. It's probably like the first answer, not ST DuPont. Bic, that would be awesome. I would totally work with Bic. Ooh, Lamy. That's a great answer. It's not Lamy. Has Lamy ever worked with any blogger ever? I mean, I never tried. I'd never go out and like try to set these things up, but Rotring, Franklin Christoph, not Franklin Christoph. I know them. This is someone I don't know. Karis Customs, no. Think bigger. Schaefer, no. I can't believe no one said it yet. It's one of the most popular brands in the world. Kaweco, Parker, no. Montegrappa, no. Uni, Platinum, no. Faber-Castell, no. Papermate, no. Sailor, no. Baron Fig, absolutely not. Pentel, Pilot, come on, chat. You're better than this. I thought this would be like literally the first answer. Or maybe like the top 5 answers. Visionaire, Scribble. It was actually Scribble Pen. Bic, Platinum, Pilot. No. Pelican. Y'all are going to make me say this and y'all are going to kick yourselves. Not Sailor. Not Sakura. Do y'all need if I gave you a hint, it would give away the answer. Mont Blanc. Thank you, Evan. Finally. Mont Blanc like sent me not a form letter email. Like a person reached out to me saying, "Hi, I work with Mont Blanc and we're going to do this." It's not that they want me to review a pen or anything. They want me to work on some like campaign that they're doing. And it's a regional based campaign and I haven't replied to them. I literally just saw the email. Orange 149. No, they wanted, I think this might be a thing that like doesn't come to fruition, but I was shocked to see that in my inbox. So yeah, like no congrats or anything like that, because they might just want to take and not give, if you know what I mean, right? Hey, can you help us do this thing? And like, that's fine. But like, what can we do together and like have a promotion thing? Yeah. And I'm not a brick and mortar. So it's not product based. It's more campaign based. But I haven't replied to them, but it was actually like, I had to read it twice because I thought like this was like some scammy like mail, but it's actually like a real mail from a real marketing person with like a real Mont Blanc address. So we'll see. Nothing might come out of it. You never know how these things work. Right. So, and it's not like, hey, let's talk about pens kind of thing. It's like, hey, we're going to do this campaign thing. So they heard I owned a 149. I think the from the genesis of the mail, I think they found the podcast because they addressed the email to Brad and Mike. That's how I knew it was real. They spelled Mike's name correctly and included him on the email. So yeah, they need to pay you influencer's fee. No, oh man, if I ever call myself an influencer, let's not even think about that. But yeah, for all the weird emails I get, that was actually a legit good one. So I'll reply to them. Yeah, Alan, they did say they Googled us. So that means that they had no clue of what actually goes on. They actually in the email said I found it via Google. So I don't have high hopes for this relationship already. But I found it interesting. Like it's an interesting that it was a real person. Like a not like I get so many like trash emails. Like this was yeah, no problem with that if they said, huh, maybe this could work out, right? I did never hear back from Conan O'Brien. I never wrote him either. Weirdest emails you received? Any other fun ones? God, I should collect some of those. I get the one that's been that one that won't stop emailing me is from like kayakguides.com that they want to put they want to run an ad with a backlink on the Pen Addict, and we have this kayak guide and we think it'll be a perfect fit for your audience, and it's literally like a kayak guide blog. And like I've gotten 3 emails from this person in the past week. So I get a lot of those emails. Those come in about every day. Hey, we think your blog would be a good fit for our completely unrelated topic. How much for a link back to our site? It's like $0 because that's never going to happen. So I get those on the daily. I should just do that's prime for like a Tumblr, right? Stupid emails I get, Tumblr. And but the kayak guide people aren't getting the hint. I don't ever reply to these. I'll delete them, and if they keep coming, I'll just mark them as spam. But it's kind of mind-boggling. Hey, I could come up with the best pins for kayaking list for sure. I should do that just to troll the kayak. I don't know if it's kayaking guide or whatever it is. I should do that as a troll post for the kayaking people. Best pins for kayaking. That would be high SEO because that's a very unique topic. Dorsal fin Nikaya. Oh my god, that would be great because there's like legitimately choices for that. Like I could come up with a top 3 easily, maybe even a top 5 of top 5 pins for kayaking. And find out their site and link it to like whoever their competition is. That would be dope. That's super smart. That's right up my alley, beating Kyle. It's not the booking site. It's like literal like kayaking in the water site. Pins for astronauts in space. We could do that one. That'd be a very short list. Actually, there'd be 2 products on that list. It'd be the space pin, and then it'd be a wooden pencil. Maybe a mechanical pencil. What's the best pin out there? The one that you have closest to you. Tombow air press. That's true. Yeah, as soon as I said wooden pencils, I realized that wasn't it, Chief. Oh, it shorts out? Nice. I didn't know that. So there you go. Fisher Space Pen, Tombow Air Press. What's the Uniball one? That was kind of garbage. They could have the endless, the Pininfarina endless pen. It's basically just like writing with stone. Power Tank, thank you, OSU. Power Tank had really, really great design, pin barrel designs, and a really, really poor refill. Like, I wanted the Power Tank to succeed because the designs were good, but the performance of the refill was not good. So, have a proposal form to request weird topics and have a week of April Fool's craziness. I would totally do the kayak pins thing. Yeah, but the linking to the other kayak site and then send them the link of say, hey, look, I did this post on kayaking pins and send it to their competition. That would be awesome. Y'all are talking up my alley. I don't need any atomic habits to decide on that plan. Yeah, that's making more sense about the pencil now. Maybe I was thinking underwater pencil. Best pens for X, where insert X is like the most weird thing you can think of. Yeah, or just even not a weird thing, like best pens for gardening. I mean, that's a legitimate topic, but just the best pens for writing the letter X. Beating cow. We need to brainstorm together. Best pen. See, that's what I'm talking about, Alan. The best pen for planking in the South Seas during sunset. Oh, we should do. We need to do the best pens for Instagram influencers. I think that's a good one. And it would be like, you know, the Montegrappa, Sylvester Stallone. What's the word? What's the name of that one? Yeah, best pens, kit pens, the chaos pen. Like it'd be like the chaos pen. And do we get some more horror stories soon? I think I only have one or two in the queue. If y'all want to send me some, if you got anything new, send them. I have a, I think I have like two saved. Maybe we should just do them as one-offs. But I always like to do those as a batch because we grade them. They don't still come in. I haven't asked for them recently, so they haven't been coming in. I just need to ask for them again. I should probably do that soon, and we'll do it for Halloween. Like that will come up faster than we know. 3 months away. Yeah, that's good, Evan. Horror stories. See something on paper. Horror stories. Oh, the abs pen. That's a total influencer pen. Yeah. Best stationary products for Instagram influencers. But I'd have to put Bear and Fig on the list, and that wouldn't be nice. Horror stories is a segment we run on the podcast where people tell us like what big like mistakes they've had, like big things they've done, like filling a fountain pen or dropping or losing fountain pens, any kind of nightmare scenarios where they've made a mistake with fountain pens or regular pens. Is there a list of the Horror Story Hall of Fame? See, even supposing, hopefully there's no more earthquakes today. I thought the stationary wiki had the Horror Story Hall of Fame listed, but I'm not sure if they do or not. Oh, nice beating, Cal. Yeah, so the podcast, just if you go to penaddict.com, you'll see the link to the podcast. And then when you're there, there's a search bar. Just do horror stories if you just like wanted to catch one of those episodes. They're really funny stories. And then me and Mike, my podcast partner, judge them whether they're like a Hall of Fame level story or just like a good story. Like, and then if we picked out a Hall of Fame one, I'd send them a t-shirt or something like that. We've only done it twice, 2 or 3 times, out of 421 episodes. So you'll just have to search for horror stories. All right. I'm really sold on this influencer one. Maybe that's like an April Fool's one. Speaking of horror stories, I watched a pin for the first time, ink spots all over hubby's white shirts. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. That's unfortunate. For me, the only pen I've watched in recent memory was the Shown Design 01, which has the Fisher Space Pen refill, so there was no leak. I just got lucky on that one. You got all the ink out. Good job. Best pens for running through the washing machine. See, that's another good topic. Oh, I will totally answer that question, Tessa, because it's like public. There's like podcasts about it and stuff. What happened with me and Bear and Fig was I don't believe in how they manage transparency and find them to not be trustworthy. So, and it all came to a boil when they did a Kickstarter for their bag and messed up the whole thing and then lied to their Kickstarter campaign people, to their backers. So, but it was a long seated frustration with their lack of transparency and not caring about that. So I care about transparency. So it took years to kind of get to that point, and then when they made the huge mistake with their Kickstarter campaign, they called me a liar and stuff like that. So I wasn't really happy with how that went down. So they're on the list. They're the only one on the list right now. So it's a good short list. Number one company list of companies Brad won't work with. Number one, Baron Fig, and that's the end of the one. That last podcast interview was enjoyable. Enjoyably awkward to listen to. Yeah, so if you listen to the RSVP podcast, when this was all coming to a head, they had Joey on, and that's where he called me a liar, and that was that. That was that. So yeah, they just don't. They're a marketing company, right? They believe that the marketing rules all, and I don't. So they do make good products. I recommend their products still. I just won't review them, or I won't deal with them as a company. I don't discount the fact that they make a good product. Like, their notebooks are good and their pens are great. And I tell people that all the time. I recommend their pens all the time. Like, when the Squire pen was number one in that New Yorker list or whatever, I said that was a good choice. Like, I believe that their products are good. Yeah, make. Like, I have no qualms with their products or anyone who chooses to use their products because they make good products. I just don't want to deal with the people behind the brand, and therefore I don't. So, that's it. They outsource a good product. I mean, don't we all in the end? So yeah, I'm happy to talk about that stuff, Tessa. I'm an open book. I'll tell you how it is, because like I believe in what I believe in. So I'll stand for that. I'll stand up for that. But yeah, that was it. It was years in the making. And then it boiled over with one final lie. Even though they weren't lying before, they were purposefully not transparent. This is the first I've heard of Baron Fig. You're not really missing anything. They're really like, they're hipster Moleskine, which is fine. Like I said, no problems with the products. What's funny is you're still waiting on your Hippo Noto. Holy cow. Yeah, I think I'm done. I think Hippo Noto, that was 0 for 2. Like, I've got it. I got mine like a few weeks ago, but I think we're done. I think we're 0 for 2. And it's, it stinks. It happens. Moleskine is hipster Moleskine. True. They have some very hipstery stuff. Oh, what I was going to say is, when Baron Fig gets new hires, like new interns or new marketing departments, it's inevitable that they get sent off on their own to go do like PR stuff, and I'll get like an email or an Instagram message, "Hey, we're with Baron Fig. Would you like to try our products?" And I was like, I'll always reply, I was like, "Yeah, you should probably talk to Joey about this one," and then I'll never hear back from him. I like Moleskines. I just don't like the paper used in the notebooks. Everything else about Moleskine is great. Hippo Notebook is production and shipping. It's more production than shipping, right? You have to physically have the product to be able to ship them. And it's just delay after delay after delay, twice, 2 different projects now. So, it's unfortunate, I'm sure Crystal's not happy with it, or with the outcome of it. I think that's fair, Alan, although I don't know, but it seems that way, doesn't it? You just backed a non-stationary Kickstarter for the first time? I do those. I do non-stationary Kickstarters from time to time. It's the ball cap that has a mask that folds out. I saw that. I saw that on the Kickstarter. That probably is okay. That should do well. Isn't that like a mega project now? Like lots of money? Yeah, Tessa. They've done that twice now too. That's a huge mistake. Like you can't do that. That's a mistake. And they've done that for both campaigns now. So it's just a lack of awareness there, I think. You know, like these are the things you don't do when your campaign is struggling to make everyone happy. Back to Kickstarter for a perfume that's the scent of space as described by astronauts. That sounds like a perfect Kickstarter project. All right, we're going to wrap it up here. I have to go do shipping. I forgot to ship yesterday. But to wrap it up, I started to write on this notebook to send out. And this isn't an address I'm going to be able to use. So let's see. Tony, that's the most accurate statement. I really like the Hippo Notos. I like Crystal as a person. I can't support the project anymore. I agree, Tessa. And you did get my email, right, Tessa? So let's see what this notebook is. Ode to Space. Oh my god. Real artist ship. That's true. Ooh, this is a nice one. This is this Facebook Labs? This is the what's the Facebook Labs group called? That's what this is. So this is one I was sending out. Andy sent me these when he used to work at Facebook. I'm glad he doesn't work at Facebook anymore. He made a right decision. But they have like a research lab. What's this thing called? Facebook ARL. Is that like Advanced Research Lab? This is from 2014. So this is an old school field note. So this one will go back in the queue. And I send these out. We're going to redo the list, though. The list is broken, which I've discovered today when I went to go fill these out. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to redo these. JVK, I really love that statement. Augmented Reality Lab? I have no idea. Real artist ship. That's a good statement. I'm writing that down. Real artists ship. All right. So speaking of shipping, I got to do it. I got to go do the ship. What list is broken? I have a notebook giveaway list for Pen Addict members, and the input form is broken, it seems. It was Steve Jobs who said that. That makes a lot of sense. Pen Shallot just dropped a retro. Okay, we won't leave yet. Shoot me a link. Link me, because I don't have my... Oh, there it is. Thank you, Tony. Let's see. Oof. Yeah, that's a oof. I mean, a good oof. Let's see. Where's my camera? That's a good oof. Yeah, why hasn't there been a submarine yet? That's sick. Like, I have no interest in buying this, but that is completely sick. I mean, that's insta sellout, right? Oh, where's the finial? Do they have a picture? Yep, there it is. Whew, look at that prop. Damn. That's sick. Yeah. Like, I'm not going to buy that. That's, like, not my style, but that is a sick pen. Like, if you're into that style and, man, that's cool. I really like that one. That's sharp. Really sharp. We're going to miss retro. We really are. Like, you think it's just a pen, it's just a design, but they execute correctly. Like, the stories they tell are always on point. Whether you like them or not, they execute very, very well. Cool. Well, thank you for sending that. All right. On that note, I'm gonna submarine out of here. Is that a bad thing? It might be. All right. Love you guys. Be back on stream next week. Usual schedule. I think we're pretty normal schedule until August 20th. We'll have to postpone the stream